I'm out walking my dogs again, continuing to prepare. While I was out this go round, I figured I'd answer some more questions. Actually brought my list. The first one I'll hit is Melinda on the trail. She is actually known as Snow White. She finished about 700 miles last year, and she is going to start with me on the trail this year. Her question was, how many miles did it take to get your trail legs? So I don't know exactly when I got my per se trail legs. I'd have to say within the first couple of weeks. I started out in Pennsylvania near Boiling Springs, and I have to say choosing that area was pretty good because it was not too crazy. I kept commenting, and as I was reviewing my videos, that it was a perfect section to get started on, just to get your body acclimated. So maybe I cheated a little by starting there, because Georgia, you hit the mountains right away, so I imagine the mileages are going to be less. I was doing, the first day 5 miles, but it seemed like every day when I got to where I was going, it was just too short. I had more hours in a day, so I kept going. My body could feel it when I got above 10 miles in a hike. I definitely think I had my trail legs by the time I got to the Shenandoahs. I know Tina joined me then, and you can tell the difference in the hiking that I was doing and how much effort it was taking me compared to somebody that was first getting on trail. I would say a couple of weeks to get my trail legs. This next question also came from Snow White. She asked, how many days of hiking on average did you do before you took a zero? I'm sure she's asking this because we will be hiking together early on and hopefully the entire stretch, but of course you never know. I, on average, 7.5 days before taking a zero when you looked at it. But when I did take a zero, they were long stretches of zeros because I had to go home for one event for my daughter's bridal shower. I had to pick up Tina or take her back from the Shenandoahs, that type of thing. And then family time. So I put a chart up and you can see the number of days I was hiking and the stretches in between. So 7.5, I guess, on average. That was a great question because I honestly did not know the answer to that. I thought this would also be a good time to kind of just summarize the number of times I went southbound versus northbound, the number of times, or percentage-wise, of slack packing versus having my full pack. Just some miscellaneous information I thought you might be interested in. So this next question is from Lynn St. Aubin, and she asked what my favorite and least favorite part of the trail was. I gotta clean up some dog stuff. As I was saying, my least favorite happened to be the section of trail between Gentian Pond and back to Rattle River Hostel. I was slackpacking that day, and although I had great views, there was Cascade Mountain and everything, I just remember having the worst time and complaining about the trail itself and how it was maintained, or in this case, not maintained. I have to say, this trail is overgrown and not well maintained. There's quite a few trees I've had to go over. I've almost lost the trail I don't know how many times. It's just not very well maintained. And I wonder if I can trust any of these logs. This is normal on this trail. All this overgrowth. Can't see what's underneath it. It's actually a safety issue. It's driving me crazy. Every time you move, you're running into something. This is not my favorite trail. I know it sounds a little petty. I take it for granted that the trail is going to be decent. And in reality, it's volunteers that make that happen and that can impact your day. So when I think about that, if you ever run across a maintainer, just give them kudos. And if you get a chance to help out in any way, financially or physically, it's well worth it. For any of the future thru hikers, that's for sure. Now for my favorite. To describe my favorite part of the trail, besides the people that I meet, that's a given. I love it. Love it, love, 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 love. Getting on top of a mountain and just looking out. And it's usually pretty hard getting up to the top, and that makes it all the more worthwhile. I love mountains, I love waterfalls, but the place that I think I enjoyed the most was New Hampshire. So New Hampshire is a state of contradictions. Beautiful, yet rugged. The scenery, spectacular, unbelievable. The trails, extremely tough. The weather, it can be calm, and then it could have such fierce winds. I could really get up on top of the mountains and just look out and see this beautiful horizon with all the other mountains. And sometimes there were lakes, just beautiful views. I can remember getting to the top of Mount Moosilauke, or is it Moosilauke? I think it's Moosilauke. And just being giddy. Like, wow. You know, if you can get above the clouds and look down, it's just an indescribable feeling. So, Mount Moosilauke, Mount Lafayette, the presidentials, all of that combined just really made my trip for this last go round. I have to say, it was New Hampshire.